It is currently, let's actually start from the beginning. This year I said I was gonna go so hard. I was gonna post consistently. I was gonna do this, I was gonna do that. Failed in January. I was like, cool. Failed in the first month. But I went on holiday and literally came back the day before the end of the month. So I had preparation to begin. And I was like, you know what? February 1st is my New Year's Day. Cool. I don't know why. Me fully awake, well rested, lazy, had been on holiday for a week, thought it'd be smart. I was like, oh, I'll do that in the evening, edit that for the day to schedule it for the next day. And here I am. It's currently 20 to 10. I read 11 books in January. Did not do one. Have not done one spread. I haven't updated my book on anything apart from my bought books. I'm so not ready. It's not even funny. I'm ready for bed. In fact, that's what I'm ready for. Thinking that I have 11 book reviews to do. Plus my February spread. You might be thinking, wow, she's so dramatic. It takes me like an hour to do 1.5. Anyway, this day me thought it was gonna be really fun because I've decided I'm not doing wrap-ups anymore because I hated editing them, I hated doing them. It was all around not a fun experience. Again, just breaking my rules by basically doing a wrap-up. But I'm doing a wrap-up as I fill in the page. I thought to kill time a little, I could just talk about the book. I feel like more fun. I was planning on putting on Bridgerton because another thing, I thought the trailer came out on the 29th. No. This season came out on the 29th. I don't know if it's the half the season yet or the full season. And I keep seeing edits on my TikTok because I kept seeing like people do like editing with the trailer and stuff. And now because it's on my For You page, I'm just getting spoilers, which, is it a spoiler if I've read the book? You tell me, but still. Also, I've been debating. I had the idea when I was doing my whiteboard, like monthly words, please come to me, planner, my monthly planner. And I was like, February, I always put pink. Should I do it red and pink? Go outside the box a little? We'll see what looks cute anyway. Cheers to me hopefully being in bed by 2 o'clock. Without further ado, I'm actually not starting yet. I'm gonna go upstairs and I'll be back and I'll be starting. I'm on halfway through episode 3, season 1 of Bridgerton. Yes, I'm behind. Yes, I know. Don't remind me. I am gonna formally apologize now. This chair squeaks. And I'm not getting another one because this is the most comfortable. Also, I'm gonna be looking at my computer or laptop. I don't know what these are called. I'm also gonna be writing. So I will be wearing my glasses. If you see green, mind your business. Mind your damn business, okay? I'm gonna get started now and talk a little about my books as I go. I'm just praying my computer laptop, still don't know, doesn't die. Because if it does, I'm gonna be really annoyed. That's all I'm saying. I am currently 12% in my goal. I'm 4 books ahead of schedule. I'm also in my kitchen, and that is the slowest part of my house for Wi-Fi, which is amazing. I had a really good reader month if I think about it. This one review has pictures. I'm eating it up. Okay, girlie, where did you get these? Oh, I never go on Goodreads on this, so I'm like gobsmacked. They have like blurred words that are spoilers. That's crazy. I just want to find out their names because I forgot already. When I was doing my book journal I only did, oh, can you see? I don't know if you can see. I only did 1 page for my bought books. I'm already nearly halfway through. So good thing I saved the next page as a just in case. But the way I didn't confidently fill it out, like I didn't know who I was. Maddie knew who she was from a young age. This is honestly embarrassing, I can't even. So I'm starting with Wrath by Ellis James, but it's also Ella James. So I'm a little confused. I haven't researched it. It just said under the pen name, but I love it. Okay, so Wrath is an stepbrother romance. It starts with Miller on his boat seeing a boy climb up to the bridge where a train comes, so it's either like get hit by the train or jump off. And he grew up here, he's never seen this boy before, and he's like trying to help him down and everything. One thing leads to another, they leave on bad terms, let's say that. And he walks into his house and lo and behold, it's Ezra, the boy who was on the bridge, who was trying to help, who was an asshole to him, his new stepbrother. Shocker. I mean, is it really enemies? Enemies? I don't know, it's more like that. It's not enemies, it's just they dislike each other. Ezra thinks Miller is just so perfect, and then Miller just thinks Ezra's an asshole. It goes from there, they go through their day-to-day life. Something happens to Miller, Ezra gets so protective, and their love just kind of grows for each other the more they see who they are. And this book killed me. Now I'm thinking about it again, honestly, killed me. I understand why it went that way. Read at your own risk, I'm gonna say. I don't want to say anything about a spoiler, but was not prepared for what I had to go through. I actually did a reading vlog on this. If you want to see me, I did have some spoiler parts, so if you want to see the spoilers, she's an emotional girly to say the least, and it is in my ABC reading challenge video, so if you want to see that in depth, go see that. You get to see me through all the emotions. By that I just mean me literally screaming, crying, throwing up, having the worst time of my life, and I look like a beast. So there's that. Realized I said pretty much everything I wanted to say. All I've managed to write is Wrath. We're gonna be here for a long time. I love it. Second book in, I filled it and I forgot to say anything. I just got distracted watching the show, but I thought I would highlight it while I talk about it. So my second book in was Finders Keeper by Lucy Darling, and I read it from the 6th to the 9th, and that was also in my A to Z reading challenge. Finders Keeper was the third book in the trilogy. I read the first two right at the end of 2025. They were my last books before going into the new year, and I loved them all so much. It was a once they knew, no third act breakup, no drama, but like not in the relationship. I loved them both. And this story was about Ronan and Ellie, or known as Marks, in the first two books. I also talked about this book in that video as well, so I'm not going to say too much, but we have been, from the first book, waiting for Ronan and Ellie's. We don't know her name is Ellie until her book, but her nickname is Marks. We have been waiting for them books for so long, and then in the second book, we watch her like stalk him and really like be obsessed with him. And in this book, he's fine now. She's gone on the run again from the government, like in hiding, and he knows exactly where she is. And he's like, you know what? We're done. You are coming out. We are being together. This is it. And it's just so beautiful. It's 219 pages. And honestly, I recommend the trilogy. I think they are so fun. And I probably would reread. And I think I've read a Lucy Darling book before, and I either liked it or didn't like it. Either or, if it was a like, now I'm definitely going back. And even if it's not, I'm definitely going back to read more to get a final decision, because I love these ones. And I'm also halfway through episode 4 of Bridgerton, and I forget how gagged this first season has me. I feel like I haven't rewatched this in so long. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, we get it. We get it. Again, haven't highlighted one thing. Cool. I love how I don't know how to multitask. I love that for me. I truly do. My third book was The Newspaper Nanny, and I read it from the 11th to the 12th. I rated it 3-star. I think it's the worst nanny book I've ever read before. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just now realizing that I should have said no when I did a yes, no, maybe for my TikTok, and now I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, I so should have gave it a no. What was I thinking? I don't know exactly. I never changed my ratings because my memory is not the best, so I just leave it as I said it. But I'm now thinking about it, and I honestly couldn't stand him. It's Liam and Juliet. He's looking for a nanny. He's really picky with his 2 daughters, and the mum's completely out the picture. She's never come back in, which I did like. There was nothing worrying about that. But I think when you have a nanny book, it has to be done very well, because he has to put his daughters first while also putting you at that same level. Like, it can't be like, daughters, you under, and he makes it really, really obvious, because then it just makes me think you have no room in your heart for anyone else. And the third act breakup, I hate anyway in books, so it wasn't for me. But anyway, the point is, he ends up going to the newspaper because his friend's like, you know what, fuck it, let's do it. And Julia ends up seeing it, applies for it, and she gets the job. They already met before, but honestly, it was pointless. It really did nothing to the story because he was the exact same. It gave me nothing. So period, it gave me nothing. Honestly, now thinking back to it, I'd probably give it like a 2.5 maybe. But maybe in the moment I liked it more, I don't know. So that's my third book. My fourth book of January was Twisted Cravens by Cora O'Reilly again. Still haven't searched it. I'm officially done saying that. If they say it wrong, mind your damn business. I rated it, I think it was a 3.85. Simply for the fact that I love Adamo with my whole heart. And I love, what is the brother's actual last name? Falcon. I love the Falcon brothers with my whole entire heart. They have such a special place. I didn't like her, and I didn't like how this felt like a spin-off to the series. Like, it didn't even feel part of it. They're not in the house. Like, he feels like he's not even a part of the family, and I don't like that. I feel like it could have went a lot different, and I would have done it differently. Basically, it's Adamo and Daenerys, but Adamo's doing his races around, is it Vegas? I'm pretty sure it's Vegas. Well, he's doing his races anyway, leading that, and lo and behold, she shows up with her brother. Not her brother. She literally says that the first day, not important, and then they make it a big deal that Remo will not kick her out because he knows something, and then that's like a big deal. And then we find out, and when we find out, it's kind of like, and he tried so hard to help her with things, and she's come back for revenge basically as well, and he's like, I'll be there for you, I'll support you, if you need help for me to take over, I'll happily do it for you, if you need this, I'll do that for you. He was so understanding and sweet and nice and everything, and she was just like so mean. Like, I felt no love from her. I think she was like Russian, but her family was like Chicago or Michigan, or I have no clue, I'm not gonna lie. But honestly, she should have stayed there because I didn't like it. I wish, I can't remember the prostitute's name, but I wish he honestly stayed with her and there was a story there. I would have preferred it, I think. I'm just imagining it. I'm actually just gonna write that story myself and just imagine, just say it ended that way, because I did like it was either the last chapters or the epilogue when I saw their future, because at least I could kind of see what it was like, but still it wasn't what I wanted for him. And I feel like because her past was so much more important, not like this, like it was important her past, but so was his, and I feel like we kind of just looked over that. We didn't really talk about anything of his. It was all her, which is fair enough, but like it should be at least both. I feel like she knows nothing about him, and I feel like there's no love, there's no chemistry, they know nothing, they're basically strangers to each other. Like, it would have got, if I didn't love the Falcon family and Remo didn't come in again, he really comes in for it. If he didn't come in again for Adamo, like being the daddy and everything, it would not have got as high as rating. And if Adamo wasn't so, I love him so much, it again wouldn't have got as high a rating. If it was her and just a random man, it would have got a 1. Not kidding, a 1. She was just so rude and disrespectful, it's not even funny, and I'm gonna leave that there. Just know, would have been a 1, but luckily enough, Remo came in, and I just love Adamo. He's my beautiful baby boy. So that is it for Twisted Cravens.
The next day.
It is the next morning, if you couldn't tell. I'm back on the same squeaky chair in the exact same position as yesterday, and today I am finishing it. Technically, I finished doing my January book journal yesterday. I completed my spread. I just stopped updating you after Twisted Cravings. I've now got only 20 minutes left on episode 8, season 1. And I did not go to bed until like 3 o'clock, which is amazing, but I wasn't speaking. Like, my voice was cracking. I'm so tired. It's just not a pretty sight. And it's just not productive. Me trying to edit that would have been my idea of hell. So I weren't doing it. But I've still got to do my February page. And I thought I could just do quick reviews. I watched back the ones I did yesterday. A lot quicker reviews than yesterday. And finish my February page and fill in the stuff in my book journal that I still didn't do. And I think I decided I am going to do red and pink. I'm gonna get out the pencils quick. I've picked out all my colors for February, Valentine's Day style. And after I read Twisted Cravings, I read Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I'm not talking too much about it. I feel like every single person knows what they are about. It's Harry's third year at Hogwarts. And I rated it a 5-star. This one I especially liked more because it was a bit different from the film as well. And the more I read the books, the more I start to think of them very differently. I start to think of Harry Potter as the films and Harry Potter as the books, and I think of them as very differently. And I am loving them so much so far, and I am still so excited for Goblet of Fire. After that, I moved on to The Boy I Once Hated. It was my book club book with my sisters, and I rated it a 3.75. I didn't love it. It was a step sibling bully one, but he didn't actually bully her. He got other people to bully her, and I feel like it's by C.R. Jane and Ivy Fox. I feel like they would tell us stuff and then it come to nothing. So I'm like, what was the point on that? It was, she would dance with someone else, and I'd honestly be like, just date him at that point. Like, that's how little I give. Like, I could not care less if I tried. And in the last 2 chapters, something happened to obviously try and make you come back for the second book. But honestly, I think it's pointless. And I hate when books do it. I do not understand. I think if they just sat down and talk, she would have understood. She would have done what they wanted her to do, and I don't know why they act this way. And if you know, you know, and if you don't read it. Like, honestly, I feel like spoiling it just for the sake of you shouldn't read it anyway. Like, if you like it, good for you. I wish I liked it. Not for me. I'm just sick of books doing it. Like, it's so overdone, it's so boring. It wasn't even a good bully. Like, it was kind of pathetic at that point. And again, they tell us things, there was no groveling, there was nothing. So I didn't like it. Although, can't remember the sister's name fully. Fuck, what was her name? I think the sister's name was Daisy. I love Daisy. I did love Daisy. And I wish Daisy, and I can't remember the boy interest name, but I loved them, and I wish the book was on them instead. I would have loved that so much more. It's not even funny. From the 16th to the 18th, I read Behind the Net by Stephanie Archer. I rated that a 5-star. I'm not talking about it again. I feel like I've spoken about it so many times now, whether to other people or I did it on my TikTok as well. But I just loved this book so much. It was so perfect. The writing flowed so smoothly. There was not one boring part. The whole book, and it was 432 pages. Keep that in mind. 432. Once they fully knew, they knew. Short chapters as well. I said that, and I said it was like a breath of fresh air because I read it after The Boy I Once Hated, and I needed that. Also, side note, I've now bought all the books in that series, and I'm so excited for the next one to come out. Straight after Behind the Net, and by straight after, I mean same day, it took me from the 18th to the 19th, and I read Cross the Line by S. Masri and S.J. Silvis. I think that's how you say it. I'm so sorry if not. I loved the first 2 books. It was Sticks and Stones, and it was Heart of Thorns, I think they were called. I loved both of them. This one, not so much. Again, it was like bam, bam, bam. Like, they tell you stuff, but they don't, it wasn't a flow. It wasn't a story. It was okay. I rated it 3.75. Wouldn't reread it. Was not my favorite, but again, it's another step sibling. The book starts where Cross's mum marries Scarlett's dad. Scarlett's dad has money. They are a wealthy family. Cross wants to be his own man and not rely on anyone or owe anyone anything. So he does boxing. He earns some money for himself. He wants to have his own apartment. But along comes in Scarlett's dad and he offers him up an apartment to live with Scarlett to look after her. Scarlett used to go to I can't think of what they're called still, the fancy colleges in America for smart people. I think it's like Yale or Harvard. I think it was like Yale. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure actually. Do not quote me on that at all. Point being is she comes back, nothing's been heard. He thinks she's Miss Perfect, who doesn't like him. And I don't really remember what she thought of him. Point is, shady stuff happens with his fighting and he ends up owing people a lot of money. And it just kind of goes from there, their story. Again, I recommend the first two. I don't really care for this one. The more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm like, did I even have a good reader month? I mean, reading wise, yeah. The book wise wasn't even that good. My average can't be that good. It was majority 3s. Then, a long time overdue, I read Credence by Penelope Douglas. And I hate to say it, I think it's the lowest rated Penelope Douglas, it is the lowest rated Penelope Douglas book I have ever read with a 3.90. I just think, I'm gonna quickly say what I think. If you know, you know. If you don't, then I'm really sorry. I'll be 2 seconds. I think it should have stayed Why Choose if that's the route they wanted to go, because then it could have been a lot better. Or she should have just went with the one brother again. I'm not gonna say it because spoiler. She should have just went there, because I just didn't like how that. I feel like that's not working. You're not working. That's not working. How can you go on? Credence is about Tiernan. I think it's Tiernan. I'm not 110%. I'm just going to be saying Tiernan. But it's about Tiernan, her step-uncle, and her 2 step-cousins. Her parents die. The uncle offers to let her move in. It's in a remote town. They get snowed in. There'll be no reporters around. Her parents were famous. No one to ask her questions. She can just stay there as long as she wants and then go back. As we literally, this is the only plot. Is that she moves to the town, she feels how she feels, they get snowed in, stuff happens with a few, all of them actually, literally all of them. Point is, they get snowed in, it goes from there. That's all I can say. But take into account my opinion that I said in the beginning, and that's what I think. It should have stayed a Why Choose, or she didn't do anything with the others and just went with him, which I personally would have liked either of them. Coming to my last few books, well, couple books. I read Cree Captivity by Cora Knight, and I rated it at 3.25. It would have been more, but when I started it was on a 24-hour readathon. And then through that time, literally straight after, I had to pack my holiday, went on holiday for a week, and then finished it like coming towards the end of my holiday. So if I read it quicker, could have been a lot higher, but because it didn't get as high rating. I'm currently on Xerxes though, and I'm so excited. I think I'm 100 and some pages in. I'm loving it so far. Let's start there. And yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say. Oh, plot. I'm literally acting as if you know, and I'm just saying my opinions on it. You probably, if you don't know, I'll get you to know. Starts off, I had to reread the chapter like 3 times to understand who these people are, what are we talking about, and finally I understood, and I think I forgot his name already. It starts off with, let me see if I can remember their names. It starts off with a group of men crashing onto this alien planet that they're researching. It is the captain, a pilot, 3 scientists, and then like the guards, the security, the bodybuilders, like protection basically. They crash and they get captured by the crew. Stuff happens and they think they're safe, they get tricked, and the story goes from there. The way it ends though, was not expecting it to end that way. It's a once you finish the first one, you need to go into Xerxes, like the second book, because unless you didn't like it, then you won't do it. But you straight away you need to go into the next one, so fully prepare for that. You think you're in the 148 page book, minus that, actually keep that, add on the 500 pages of the second book, and just say it's a 600 page book, because that's what it is. I'm gonna sound stupid because you would think my next book would be Cersei. It's not. But I didn't want to start it because I didn't want to do it again. I wanted to be able to sit at home and finish the book within 1-2 days. So I had to wait until I got back from my holiday. And on my holiday, I read Sir Philip with love. Long overdue. Long overdue. I rated it a 4.75. It is Eloise's book. Sir Philip with Love is about Philip Crane and his 2 kids. The story starts, his wife passes. Do not worry, it's not like he's longing for her the whole time. Read the book and you'll understand, unless you've already read it, then you get me, girl. Eloise, being the lovely writer, the always talkative person she is, she writes a letter to Philip to say her sorry for his loss and everything, and one thing leads to another and they're just writing back and forth. He replies to her with a question, they just keep writing back and forth, and they write back and forth for a year, and he writes a letter basically saying, would you marry me? And instead of running back, she shows up at the house, and it goes from there, just them being together, him speaking about how he feels like getting help with his kids. Just everything was so beautiful. I loved it, and I can't wait to be able to see it on my TV as well. And that is all the books I read in January, and I still haven't done one page of my February yet. So I'm gonna do that now. I feel like this morning went so much quicker than last night, which is perfect for me because I have a long day ahead of me. And I actually need to now get ready for the day, which is amazing. This is my final February spread. She's very basic, she's very easy, which I do every single month because I don't care that much to put that much effort. But I think she's cutesy. I love her. I think she's my favorite February so far. That's it for today's video anyway. I hope to read all the books from my TBR. I hope to have a better reader month than last month. And hopefully I won't be here again. Hopefully I will write the reviews as I go and I don't have to do this again. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.